Picture an unsinkable ship, a marvel of engineering that ends up on the ocean floor. Now, imagine it's not empty. Welcome to the world of the Titanic, a ship that was once hailed as the epitome of luxury and technological prowess. It was a floating city, boasting of grandeur that could rival the finest hotels of the time. With its opulent dining rooms, extravagant suites, and a plethora of amenities, it was a testament to mankind's unyielding ambition. Yet, for all its splendor, the Titanic was destined for a tragic end. On its maiden voyage in April 1912, the Titanic, brimming with over 2,200 souls, embarked on a journey from Southampton to New York. The ship was a beacon of hope and new beginnings for many on board, yet it carried with it a dark irony. The unsinkable ship was set on a collision course with destiny, a destiny that would send it to the depths of the North Atlantic Ocean. When the ill-fated ship struck an iceberg, it took with it the lives of more than 1,500 people, marking one of the deadliest peacetime maritime disasters in history. The icy waters of the Atlantic became an eternal resting place for these souls, their dreams and aspirations forever lost to the depths. But what if I told you the story of the Titanic doesn't end there? What if I told you that the echoes of its past still ripple through time, that the ship, though sunk, is far from silent? What if I told you that the Titanic, now a ghost ship, is said to be haunted by the spirits of those who perished that fateful night? Yes, this magnificent ship, now lying 2.5 miles beneath the ocean surface, is believed to be a spectral vessel, forever etched with the imprint of its tragic history. The Titanic was no ordinary ship, and its story doesn't end at the bottom of the ocean. The Titanic embarked on her maiden voyage on April 10, 1912, with no inkling of the tragedy that was to unfold. This colossal vessel, a marvel of the modern world, set sail from Southampton, England, bound for New York City. With her, she carried over 2,000 souls, a mix of wealthy elite, hopeful immigrants, and diligent crew members. The initial days of the journey were filled with excitement and delight. The first-class passengers reveled in the extravagant luxury of the ship, while those in steerage dreamed of a promising new life across the Atlantic. The ship was a bustling microcosm of the Edwardian society, brimming with stories waiting to be told. Children scampered across polished decks, lovers exchanged sweet nothings under the starlit sky, and the ship's orchestra played melodies that echoed through the grand halls. It was a picture of serenity and opulence. The ship was full of life, unaware of the icy death that awaited. On the night of April 14th, the Titanic met with its icy nemesis. The once vibrant heart of the ship, pulsating with life and laughter, was abruptly silenced as the colossal iceberg loomed out of the darkness. The encounter was swift yet devastating. A frozen giant, indifferent to the dreams and ambitions of those aboard the grand vessel, tore through the Titanic's hull like a jagged knife. The ship, once thought invincible, was fatally wounded. The sound of tearing metal echoed through the night, a chilling symphony of destruction that marked the beginning of the end. Chaos ensued as the reality of the situation dawned upon the passengers and crew. The Titanic was sinking. The unsinkable ship, the marvel of the modern world, was being claimed by the icy depths of the Atlantic Ocean. The deck, once a stage for joyous celebrations, became a platform of desperation. Men, women, and children scrambled for lifeboats, their faces etched with fear, their cries piercing the night. The crew, in a desperate attempt to evacuate the ship, launched the lifeboats. Yet there were not enough to save everyone. The lack of preparation and the sheer panic resulted in many lifeboats being launched half-empty. The unfortunate ones left behind could only watch in despair as the lifeboats disappeared into the dark, icy abyss. Among the chaos, there were acts of courage and sacrifice too. Stories of men giving up their seats for women and children, of the band playing on to keep spirits high, and of strangers comforting each other in those final moments. These stories, like the ship itself, have sunk deep into the ocean of history, leaving behind echoes of bravery and humanity. As the last lifeboat pulled away, the Titanic began her descent into the abyss. The grandeur of the Titanic was no match for the merciless sea. The ship, once filled with life, was now a ghostly figure disappearing into the darkness. The echoes of the screams, the desperate cries for help, and the haunting melody of the band were swallowed by the icy waves, leaving behind an eerie silence that still reverberates under the sea. As the ship sank, cries for help echoed across the waves, and some say they still do. The Titanic's desperate calls for aid are some of the most chilling remnants of her ill-fated voyage. As the ship foundered in the icy Atlantic, the wireless operators aboard the Titanic worked feverishly, sending out distress signals into the night. The air was filled with the Morse code for SOS, the universal sign of distress, a call that fell on the deaf ears of the vast, indifferent ocean. Yet, what if these calls didn't just fade into silence but continued to echo, a ghostly whisper on the airwaves? There are reports, strange and unsettling, of these distress calls being heard even today. Sailors on the North Atlantic routes speak in hushed tones about picking up faint, garbled signals, the rhythmic dash and dot of Morse code, a ghostly echo from the past. So what could be the source of these phantom signals? Some speculate they might be the result of atmospheric conditions that trap and carry these signals, bouncing them around the globe. Others suggest a more supernatural explanation, that these messages are the Titanic's desperate plea from beyond the grave, a spectral SOS. To this day, the mystery remains. The ghostly distress calls of the Titanic continue to intrigue and terrify in equal measure. Are they merely the product of overactive imaginations, the result of spending too long at sea, or is there something more? Could it be that the Titanic's plea for help still echoes across the airwaves, a chilling reminder of the ship's tragic end? Could the ocean itself be haunted, its depths echoing with the cries of those lost souls aboard the Titanic? These questions remain unanswered, adding another layer to the Titanic's ghostly legacy. The airwaves may be silent now, but the ocean still whispers the Titanic's distress. As we delve deeper into the haunted history of the Titanic, remember these ghostly distress calls, the spectral SOS that still echoes across the waves, a chilling testament to the ship's tragic fate. Resting over 12,000 feet below the surface, the Titanic is a ghostly monument to human hubris. Discovered in 1985, the Titanic's wreckage lies scattered across the ocean floor. The ship, once a symbol of human achievement, is now a haunting reminder of our fallibility. The man who found her, Robert Ballard, was not looking for ghosts. But some say that's exactly what he found. Divers and researchers who've dared to explore the wreckage report strange occurrences, lights flickering amidst the debris as though the Titanic's electricity still pulses through it. Unexplained sounds, too distant to be marine life, echoing through the water. Some have even claimed to hear the faint strains of orchestral music, a chilling reminder of the ship's band who played on as the ship sank. The grand staircase, once a marvel of craftsmanship, now stands as a spectral image, covered in rusticles and sea life. It's said that some divers have seen ghostly figures ascending these stairs, dressed in the fashion of that fateful night in April 1912. Then, there's the captain's ghost. Some researchers claim they've seen a figure resembling Captain Smith on the bridge, peering out into the inky blackness of the ocean deep. It's as though the captain remains at his post, navigating the Titanic through an eternal night. Those who ventured to this haunted wreckage have returned with tales that chill the blood and stir the imagination. Ghostly whispers of a past disaster echoing in the silent depth. Some dismiss these tales as the product of overactive imaginations or tricks of the light. Perhaps they're right. Or perhaps the Titanic, even in her broken state, refuses to go quietly into the night. In the icy depths, the Titanic continues to hold court, a spectral queen of the deep. Ghost ships are not uncommon in maritime lore, but the Titanic's ghostly tales are especially chilling. In the shadowy world of the supernatural, the Titanic's story doesn't end at the bottom of the North Atlantic. It continues in the form of apparitions and hauntings. These spectral encounters, both at sea and in locations connected to the ship and its passengers, are as spine-tingling as they are captivating. Take, for instance, the tale of the Titanic's band leader, Wallace Hartley. As the ship sank, he and his band continued to play, hoping to calm the passengers. After the disaster, his violin was found, and it's said to play by itself, filling the air with melancholy tunes. Then there's the haunting of James Cameron, director of the famous film Titanic. He reported experiencing ghostly visions during his numerous dives to the shipwreck. He claimed to see figures in period clothing roaming the decks, frozen in their final moments. The Fairview Lawn Cemetery in Halifax, Nova Scotia, where 121 Titanic victims are laid to rest, is also known for its phantasmal activity. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures wandering amongst the graves, seemingly lost. And let's not forget the RMS Queen Mary, a ship that served as a warship during World War II and is considered one of the most haunted ships in the world. It's said that the spirits of the Titanic's victims took refuge aboard the Queen Mary, drawn to her by her similar design and purpose. Perhaps the most chilling tale is that of the SS Californian, the ship that infamously ignored the Titanic's distress signals. Legend has it that the Californian is haunted by the ghosts of the Titanic's victims, forever reminding her crew of their fatal mistake. Whether fact or fiction, these tales add an eerie chapter to the Titanic's legacy. The Titanic, once a symbol of human ambition, is now a phantom ship echoing with the whispers of its past. The unsinkable Titanic now lies at the bottom of the North Atlantic Ocean, a ghostly relic of a time when humanity believed it could conquer the seas. The grandeur and tragedy of the Titanic continue to captivate us, more than a century after its ill-fated maiden voyage. The haunted history of the Titanic serves as a chilling reminder of the human cost of overconfidence and the dangers of underestimating nature's power. The echoes of the ship's tragic end have reverberated through the years, prompting significant changes in maritime safety. The Titanic's legacy is not limited to the realm of maritime safety. It has permeated popular culture, sparking countless books, films, and documentaries. Its ghostly tales and eerie sightings continue to fuel our fascination with the supernatural, from the chilling accounts of ghostly apparitions to the haunting distress calls. The Titanic's ghostly legacy continues to grip our imagination. The haunted wreckage lying silent and cold on the ocean floor is a poignant reminder of the lives lost and dreams shattered on that fateful night in April 1912. The Titanic, once a beacon of human progress, has become a spectral emblem of the fragility of life and the inevitable march of time. The ship's haunting echoes continue to resonate, reminding us of the tragic cost of human hubris and the enduring power of nature. As we delve deeper into the Titanic's haunted past, we find ourselves captivated by the ghostly tales and eerie mysteries that surround the ship. The Titanic story, like the ship itself, refuses to fade into the abyss of forgotten history. As the echoes of the Titanic continue to ripple through time, we are reminded that some stories, just like some ships, never truly sink.